What's up, everybody? Man, oh man, oh man. What a day, huh? It's wild the difference a couple days make, isn't it? Good to see you all, Carolina Keith, Professor Keith, regular Keith. I can't stand Keith. Oh, it's Keith. Good to see you all, nonetheless. It's been a wild day. A really interesting thing that I noticed a couple days ago. There was a lot of talk that volatility was at its lowest in, you know, months and weeks, and it was unbelievable that volatility was so low. And hey, guess what? Here's your volatility. Man, good kick in the dick for everybody. But good news, kind of saw this coming. I went ahead and sold 85% of everything I had before this happened. And what stop losses I set during the rest kind of kicked me out of most of the rest. I think I might have a couple percent left in the market here. But for the most part, I'm all out. I got out before all this big craziness happened. We'll explain that next on Crypto After Dark. If you haven't done so, please do me a solid. Go hit like. It costs nothing here for likes. They're free. The more likes we get, the more YouTube pushes us out there for free, and the more content we can put out to help everyone. Real quick, we do these YouTube videos to show everyone what's going on in the market, and so everyone can take what I say and what we do and use it for their own benefit. All right, everything we do here on YouTube is free, costs nothing. I get a lot of flack for having a paid group on Discord. I don't think people realize that it's only $8 and the special's almost over. But it gets rid of all the kids, especially the ones who are just apes and want to be stupid. It creates a positive learning environment for a couple bucks. It's not that much. It's a big deal for me because a positive learning environment helps so much. We don't have enough of that in the space. We don't have enough of that in crypto in general. We don't have enough of that in the investment world. Everyone wants to just throw money around and be degenerates. And we're super not degenerates here. Never will be. And what we do on YouTube here is for a reason. All right. We want people to come, watch, learn, grow, and be better. You don't have to be part of a paid Discord if you don't want to be. All right. It just promotes a positive learning environment amongst peers, amongst people who are myself and smarter people than me. We're not going to get rid of it. We're going to keep it going. I'll tell you this much. We will cap the amount of people that can come in. That will happen. And after this next bull run, I don't think we're going to do this YouTube stuff anymore. So for those of you who do watch, I super appreciate it. And for those of you who don't, who want to be a hater, hey, bro, middle fingers up. All right. You don't know me. Don't try me. All right. Now let's get into this. I'm going to start off here with Bitcoin before I say hey to everyone, because I want to give some more people time to get in. Also, I'm tired as hell. I've had a toddler 2 days here, and he goes 1,000 miles an hour and doesn't quit. I haven't slept well, been hardcore in and out of the charts, talking to everyone I could talk to. I'm going to be pounding water, so I have to pee. That way I don't get too sleepy and fall asleep like I did a couple of years ago on here. All right. And yeah, it's a Tar Heel cup. You guys know me. All right. Bitcoin. We've been watching this same structure happen for quite a while. What do I talk about when I say structure? Well, for an uptrend, we need higher highs and higher lows. And for a downtrend, we need lower highs and lower lows. What are some examples of that? Well, I'm glad you asked, even though you didn't. Higher highs and higher lows. Here's a high. Here's a low. Here's a higher high. And here's a higher low. Here's a barely higher high, maybe even high, not super high, nonetheless. One could argue here's another higher low. Problem. It appears as though this trend line that was holding all this up wants to fail and roll over. We've been watching this very closely, very closely. If you're an Elliott wave guy, which I am not, all right, I don't like Elliott waves because people manipulate them to fit their narrative. And I'm not cool with that. I don't want to do anything that manipulates what I'm doing on a chart. I want the chart to tell me what to do, not the other way around. I don't ever want to tell a chart what it's doing. That's terribly wrong, and it will almost always lead you to inaccurate thoughts, inaccurate visions here on the chart, and makes TA people look bad. All right. It's part of the reason we get flack as it is, because everyone just posts random crap and it isn't logical. All right. So if you're an Elliott wave guy, I'm going to give you some props here for a second. How about that? Usually an Elliott wave have 5 ups with a 3 different ABC down. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, and then ABC back down. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we're starting our 1, 2, and probably going to get a 3 in here somewhere. All right. That's the way an Elliott wave works. Elliott waves also are required to follow support and resistance. Where is our support and resistance? Well, that's something that we need to mark on the chart before we ever do anything with an Elliott wave. All right. So marking our support and resistance with basic lines here. We'll look for stopping and starting points on candles where they reverse. More candles in one spot, the better. That's better or worse support depending on whether we're over the price or under the price. All right. So first, we could start by going to the bottom here. All right. We have some support right about here where all those candles are opening and closing together and kind of bouncing off of. Okay, cool. Next up, kind of work a little higher right here around 19 to 20,000. And the reason I say 20,000 is because we know that's a nice round number. And it failed to struggle. I mean, it actually struggled, but it had a hard time failing 20,000 in the past, right? We remember that because we're on here on live streams talking about it. All right, we got some more candles right here that are kind of bunched up together. And we can kind of drag them over there. And you can see those kind of line up over here. A lot of action right here around this line, which looks like about 21,900 or 22,000. All right, we go up a little higher. Here's another big support zone. See that right there? All those candles kind of bouncing around in the same spot and stopping. Got that? That's support because the price is over this. If it was under it, it would be resistance. All right, it's not. It's over it. Good. We got some more support right here. Looks like we're holding on to that so far, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. So there's a couple support and resistance lines for us. Now we can look at our Elliott wave and draw our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we can draw our 1, 2, 3 back down. There's a tool for this. I'm not going to use it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's our 1. We've created some resistance right about here. Can't really deny that. All right, that may be our 2, and we also have one right about here that was having a hard time breaking. We've created a lot of support and resistance all through here, haven't we? Yeah, it's starting to get messy, isn't it? Yes, it is. So that's our 1 move down. Our 2 move will be back up to resistance, and our 3 move will be back down to the next support. Will that be 24,000? Or will that be all the way back down here to around 22,000? Or will it be all the way down here back to around 20,000? We're going to find out. All right. So I wanted to show you a bit of Elliott wave because people always ask me about it. And I rarely ever do it because I don't want to say manipulatable. That's not the right way to say it. I'll say people stretch it to fit their narrative. I don't like that. So I'm not going to do it. All right. Aside from that, you guys and gals, or them days, whatever you call yourself, we're inclusive up in here. I like fibs. I love Fibonacci retracement. The Fibonacci gentleman was a mathematician from way back, figured out a lot of cool stuff. And who the hell am I to argue with a mathematician? I read on the 10th grade level. I should not be arguing with people like that. Got it? So let's pull some fibs here. If I pull up and I put this back to where my trend line was, starting right about here, and I'll put this right back up there, acting like that's a trend line. We have some interesting lines that have already developed here. All right. First one being 27.2, which it blew right through. Now, I've already posted all this in the Discord earlier today and kind of said, here's my theory about what I think is going to happen. That was over in the main unlimited chat. But I'll go through it again here. So all these fibs kind of act like those support and resistance lines you've seen me draw a moment ago. If you look, they're pretty much the same as what I drew. All right. So I'm going to start drawing some boxes here of potential targets I think that can get hit. we know that Bitcoin often goes to the golden pocket when it retraces. Well, what is the golden pocket? The golden pocket is a 68% retrace from its top. All right. So right here is 61 to 70% retracement. That is the golden pocket area. And I'll highlight that in yellow so it's nice and golden. Right there. That's the golden pocket. What are the price values in that particular level? Well, those price values are 21,000, 20,000, 19,800. Somewhere in here, I think, could get hit. Why? Because quite often we see this thing come back to around the golden pocket. All right. Now, I don't think it'll be down there terribly long, but I do think there's a solid possibility it gets there. First, it has to go through certain things to get there. It will not just blow through all the resistance. All right. I know yesterday felt really, really bad. You can call that earlier today, right? We've had a new candle form since then. But I know that gave everyone a little bit of a heart attack when it moved like that. Luckily, we got out. I'll go over that in a moment. First thing I thought it wasn't going to blow through was 27.2, but it cut right through that. I kind of expect a bearish retest on the bottom of this, and then a move back down here to 24.7. It seems like a realistic possibility on a weekly time frame, and it may take weeks for that to happen. All right, we have until the end of September into October for this to play out. All right, so a more realistic possibility other than 24,000 is 22,854. Why is that? And I want you to remember this. I'm going to leave this box here, but I'm going to take these fibs away so I can show you the bigger fib that just happened and failed. Actually, you know what? Let's use a CME chart. I often use a CME chart because it is quite telling. It's a little bit smoother and more accurate. So on the way back up here, after you bounced down, and TradingView changed some stuff. I keep clicking the wrong buttons. After you reversed back up, after you broke this trend line right here, okay? Broke that trend line and we reversed back up. Look at the fib where we went to right here. See that? That's the 50 fib. I expected this thing to go to the 50 or the 618 fib. 618 fib was up here at 38,000. And that's why 40,000 was one of my possibilities, all right? Because 38,000 and 40,000 are pretty close. All right. Also, there was some more resistance up here that I thought it may run into. I never quite got there. But more so than anything was that 50 Fibonacci line right there that it hit and bounced off of. We know it just did that in an upward direction. There's a solid possibility it does that in the downward direction. And on the CME chart, like I said, it's a little smoother because it's closed on the weekends. It's a little easier to read. All right. And this one says we have until March, April, May for this to finish on the CME chart. Sorry. All right. 24,000 flat is the 382 line over here. 21,009 is the 50 fib. And I want you to look at that golden pocket number right there. I'll zoom in real big for you. The golden pocket on the CME chart is 20,000 flat. I didn't make that up. There it is. So if you're asking me how far down do I think this thing can go? First thing I'm going to tell you is 24.5-ish. All right. There's 26.5. It's got some resistance in there too on the daily chart, which I'm about to show you. 24.5. Looks like it's going to ring the bell here eventually. After that, if we fail 24.5, I like 21.3, 21.250. All right. 21.250 fails. That's 20 grand. And I know that feels bad, but this is what we need in order to reset everything so that we can start our march back up for the actual bull market. Right? Won't be kind. It won't be sweet. But it will happen. All right. Now, why did I get out when I got out? We'll go over that now. But first, let's say hey to everybody. All right. I'm going to drink of water. I got the dry mouth, dude. People have been talking about my Tar Heel koozie, too. I don't even care, bro. I've been using it all week. All right. Win freaking Mullet. Good to see you, brother. Glad to have you on here. Win Mullet is part of the reason we're here. You don't have to understand that or care, but that dude's awesome. And he helped me out a lot along the way. And I'll never forget that. And I always appreciate it. Met the guy in person. Really cool guy. Thomas Gayu, what's up? Burner, JD Crypto, what's up? Good to see you. Ariana, hello, ma'am. Bullish CEO. OG, good to see you on here. Delacroix, good to see you. Liz Herrera, good to see you, ma'am. How are you? I love seeing ladies on here. Darcy, what's up? Says dump it lower. Fair enough. Quigs of Vicious. I suspect Keith's waste paper basket is full of what he's going to talk about before 5 p.m. blood. Interestingly enough, I'm going to have to start a new paper because look at that, dude. I've filled this one up. All right, so I'm going to have to do the paper flip thing here in a minute. Dreamer, good to see you. Jag, what's up? Cycling Cotton, Jeremy freaking Monroe. He's not even drunk yet. Lunatic Prophet, Big Dex. Dagnum, what's up, brother? Good to see you. BTC is going to 0. Let me do what's that guy's name? Who does all the screaming and yelling, the investor dude? Bitcoin is going to fucking 0. That's kind of what he looks like. I can't remember his name. One of you guys will know his name. He's just another guy to me. Paulo, good to see you. Pepe is going to 1K. Let's go, dude. I like you putting the balls all the way up on the table there. Colo, good to see you. Terry Brennan. Russell Thomason. Poochie. Down like a roller coaster. You got it. Distinctive Shine. Tyler Anderson. What's up? Good to see you. Mr. XR Fee. Corey, what's up? Got creamed on Forex today, but this stream makes my day. Well, that's awesome, dude. Minor Mike, what's up? Letters and digits. Ayo, pause, but Keith looks younger. I do? Whoops. I don't know what it did. Alongside BTC on 21.5. See, there you go. Let's see. Let's see. I second your take profits. Take your profits. Yes, absolutely. Rule number 4, and a very important rule that we talk about all the time, is taking your profits. I haven't done this in a while. Let me go over this real quick. Rule number 1. All right. There are 4 rules that I use for trading, aside from TA. All right. Rule number 1, no emotions. When you allow your emotions to make decisions, you immediately start making a bad decision. And I want you to look back in history on anything that's ever been done emotionally and see what happens. Okay. Anything that's ever been done, whether it be the war in Iraq or the Gulf of Tonkin or whatever it is. All right. Emotional decisions are almost always bad. So when investing, do your best to remove your emotions, because if you can remove your emotions, your decisions will be so much better. Rule number 2, what's your plan before and ahead of time? If your plan is I'm going to buy and I'm going to get rich, you're not going to make any money. In fact, you're probably going to lose money because people like me are going to take it from you. And that sounds really dickish. It's not the intent. All right. You got to understand that you're in a shark pool and you need to be a shark. If you want to be a fish in a shark pool, you're going to get eaten. I don't want it to be that way. I'm just telling you about the pool that I'm swimming in with you. All right. So you better have a plan before time. Okay. Have a plan, know what to do. This is where TA comes in, right? I got my plan. I'm going to buy here. I'm going to stay in if it does this. And if I see anything change, I might make a decision on that. But there's my plan. I got it. I'm going to do it. Rule number 3, what's your backup plan? What are you going to do when things go wrong? Because I guarantee you things will go wrong. Something's going to happen, whether that be you get the rug pulled out from underneath you, an exchange closes, a lawsuit comes, the SEC shuts down all of crypto, the internet goes away, whatever it is. What are you going to do? What's your backup plan? Do you have one? If you don't have one, you need one. And for the love of God, rule number 4, take your profits. Because folks, if you don't take your profits, myself and people like me will take them for you. I don't want it to be that way. Unfortunately, again, you're in a shark pool. If you want to swim with the sharks, you're going to have to learn how to take profits. Either that or get a different pool. All right, cool. So now that we got that out of the way, back to the charts, shall we? And I love it when there's more people on here because we can talk to more people. It's not all about me on here talking. We're a team. Oftentimes I say, I want to get someone else on here with me to talk about this stuff, kind of side by side. You know what I mean? Problem is, a lot of people have scheduling issues, and it's not that simple. All right, so I'm still working on that. After this next upcoming bull run, I would love to have some of the mods and admins on here with me when I can. All right, I know some are going to be near me soon. We'll see. Oculus Vision, good to see you, ma'am. How are you? What's the ideal plan for knowing the next months until we start breaking down trend again, working on shorts with low leverage? So you can do 2 things, Paulo. It's a good question. Someone asked, what are you going to do for the next couple months if it's all going down? Number 1, I'm going to look for shorts because there's no longs that are going to jump out at me at a downtrend. All right. Number 2, I'm just going to sit in stables and chill and not do anything silly. All right. Because doing anything silly right now seems like a bad idea. I think that's a terrible idea, actually. So I play it smart and be cool. Now, how did we know to get out of this before all this bad stuff happened? So 2 days ago, I saw the chart starting to not break support, not break resistance like I wanted it to do. Kept playing around with this 50-day moving average right here. All right. Every single time it shot a spike up like this, it instantly got rejected back down by the 50-day moving average. Now, the 50-day moving average is a basic indicator. It's 50 days closing prices all put together and averaged out. That's in line form. And as you see, the yellow line clearly containing the price up underneath it. Yeah. Can't really deny that. It's pretty obvious to see here. In fact, a lot of Forex traders, and in fact, me over in the Forex room every single day, use the 50-day moving average as a basic on-off yes-no filter. Okay. Over it, good. Under it, bad. Very simple. All right. So we're under it. That's a warning sign. So I hadn't sold it all until I saw my number one quick, easy indicator, the 8 and 21 EMA, start to fail. All right. I thought this thing was going to roll over here and we were going to get an 821 cross upward. Guess what, folks? Never happened. Never happened. I never got an upward cross. And that gave me a little bit of those spooks. I said, uh-oh, not quite doing what I want it to do. I've already got a stop loss set, but you know what? I don't like the way this looks. It's starting to spook me out a little bit here. It feels like it's going to roll over and play dead on me. So went ahead and scaled out 50% of everything. I only had about 60% in to begin with. So I took about 50% of everything out. Just right off the top. I said, you know what? Looks a little risky to me. I'm going to de-risk some because I'm still in if it goes up, and I can only lose half as much if it all goes to hell, right? Have a plan, okay? What's your backup plan, right? I said I had a stop loss set. The stop loss was under this 50-day moving average just in case, all right? Then started seeing it poke its head down like it wanted to break down below this trend line, and it didn't just do this all at once. It threw some wicks first before it actually failed. So, again, got me thinking, I don't know if I want to be a part of that. So, went ahead and scaled out more. Almost every altcoin gone. Sold it. Don't want to have anything to do with it because in case you didn't know, altcoins always bleed harder than Bitcoin does. And why is that? Well, Bitcoin's the big dog. That's always the way it's going to be. And people ask me all the time, when is it going to change? And I think you need to get over it because it's probably not going to do that. So from there, I said, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If it goes up, excellent. Maybe it bounces off this 100-day moving average and shoots up, and I'm totally wrong. And I'll still have some money in the market, so it'll be okay. And then under the 100-day moving average it goes, throws this big, huge red candle, kicks me out the rest of the way of what I already didn't have out. I'm almost all in stables now. I think I might have a couple hundred or maybe $1,000 or so worth of stuff still in the market, like minor positions, like $50 or $100 here and there that just didn't sell off all the way because the exchange didn't sell it all the way off. And those positions I can add to at the bottom, right? So that's how I knew and why I knew to get out before all this red happened. We say this all the time. The chart gives you the answers. As soon as this happened, everyone started blaming Elon for selling his Bitcoin and causing this to happen. You had days before that to sell. You had an 821 downward cross on the EMAs way back Friday, July 23rd. What is your excuse? Literally 3.5 weeks ago. No excuse, man. No excuse. The only excuse you have for losing money is you. Don't blame anyone else. You suck at managing your money, so do better at it. And I say that not to be a dick to you because it's not the point. The point is to understand that you are in control of your own money. You picked crypto. You chose this. And since you chose this, it's up to you to make better decisions than the people you trusted with your money beforehand in retirement accounts or whatever else you were doing. All right? You think you're smarter than that guy, so prove it. And if you can't prove it, you're never going to get ahead. You're always going to blame something else or someone else for your problems. Owning your problems, owning your mistakes, and fixing them is the first step in getting in the right direction on making money consistently. No excuses. I didn't get here where I'm at by being an idiot and constantly not listening to the things that people were saying to me, right? Once I got around the correct crowd, everything changed. That's the reason we love our Discord. That's the reason why we do what we do, okay? And the link's down in the description of the video here. It's still half off, $8 a month. It won't be much longer. Warning, everybody, it won't be much longer. You better get in while you can. Right there at the bottom of the video, launchpass.com/786 assassins /786 assassins link. All right, cool. Now let me look at some others real quick. All right, I'm going to do total market cap and some other ones, Bitcoin dominance, blah, blah, blah. All right, because this is all important. I want you to see all this stuff because we've talked about this stuff way ahead of time. We've been sharing it over in the Discord. So everyone knew this was going to happen. All right, we knew this was going to fail at some point, and I was prepared for it. All right, real quick, let's see what else everybody's got to say over here. Voice from heaven, take the profits. Yeah, I do the echo. I have this suite. You can't see it. Well, you can't. The blinky lights right here. That's my little mixer soundboard here, and I can turn in the echo whenever I want with the little mixer over here. So I do that in the private consults to get people's attention too because it works. It works. It's one of the main things that people said. You know, when you did that, it kind of clicked. Hey, what's up, Niyi or Naya? I can't say that right. I'm sorry. Run number 4 is where I messed up. Left 250K on the table. Yikes. Good news. Make it back this time. Fuck all that noise. Make it back this time. And before people say, oh man, you get on here and you say bad words. This is an adult channel. I'm sorry. It's 11:30 at night. Why are your kids up? And don't give me no excuses. I don't want to hear it. My kids already are in bed. Don't want to hear it. Just on the other side of this wall, right here. Sleep as a rock. 9:30. Don't want to hear it. Okay. All right. What's up, letters and digits? Good to see you. Cheese. What's up? What's up, brother? Good to see you. Got to get China Matt on live. Oh my God, I would love to have China Matt on here. But realistically speaking, he's in China. I don't even think he's supposed to be on YouTube. Okay. So let's go do total market cap here. And then I'm going to get to XRP because everybody loves to talk about XRP, don't they? Should we talk about that? All right. Total market cap. I've said it before, but total market cap gives us a little bit better of an idea of what's going on. I got a lot of lines on here, so give me a moment to clear this up for you, and we'll get to talking about it here. So, take this one off for a moment. Same move that we saw on Bitcoin, where it went to the 50 Fibonacci line. That was way up here. Never quite got there on total market cap, did it? Well, see, that's the difference between Bitcoin and everything else. You know, you're seeing that Bitcoin kind of drives the market, but it's not all the money. All right. A lot of other money sits in altcoins and shitters because people think they're going to get rich. And while 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people in that particular play do get rich, everybody else doesn't. Scam season is upon us already. I don't want to mention the scam's name, but you guys know what it is. And before you say, it's not a scam, I know the dev. Bullshit. Show me the dev, since you know him so well. Devs are anon. Fuck out of here with that. I don't want to hear it. If you're a business owner and you run a legit business, you're very proud of it and you talk about it all the time. Don't come at me with no BS. Don't come at me with no BS. Oh, they're anon. No. There are disgruntled investors that suck at it, blame other people for their problems, and then create something identical to it. Not going to be a part of that. Sorry. You got to do better than that. You got to do better than that. How do you ever think you're going to get ahead by being like that? I don't know. It's crazy to me. Anyway, we never quite got to that 50 Fibonacci line. Bitcoin did. Everything else didn't. All right. So rolled over at 382 here. Usually only get one 382 failure. And this is it. All right. This 382 failure should be the only one we get. And by the only one we get, I mean, once this range right here breaks at 1 trillion, which is where I thought we would get to, and it got to very rapidly. If we fail this range, adios. Now, I'm going to pull this one off and flip the other fib back on. Just remember that about 1 trillion is the 382 fib line, and a very important line there. You know, you can clearly see their support there, right? right there. And if you haven't done so, we got 69 people on here, which is awesome. Go hit like, man. They're free. Don't cost nothing to hit like here, right? It's free. Cost nothing. Zip zero nada to hit the like button. Subscribe while you're at it. Hit the notification bell. We're getting close to 10,000 people, which is awesome. By the way, I forgot that I had these cool gifts over here. The market pulled one of these, didn't it? I haven't been able to share that GIF in forever. I also have one for when XRP throws a God candle. Yeah, that'll make you feel good, right? Well, we'll use it when it actually gets there. And I used to have a trash can one. Oh, yeah. Here you go. I'm an idiot, dude. I get so happy about dumb stuff. So there's clearly a support line right there, and we're hanging on to it for the moment. If we fail that support line, well, that's where a Fibonacci retracement comes in handy. All right, you can already tell. We can erase that green box. It ain't going to happen right now. You can already tell that we've broken through 236, and we are right on the 382 line in the other direction. Remember, this was the 382 going up before, and now it's the 382 going down. So it may hang on to this line for a bit, honestly. And we may see like a head and shoulders form or something. So on the way back down here, 968 billion and 909 billion become my next couple targets because there's the next Fibonacci lines down. And like I said, usually only get one 382 retrace. We've kind of already did one, and I'll show you that as well. We almost got to that 50 Fibonacci line right there before everything else took off on its own. It kind of did it all at once. Just didn't expect it to go that fast. So here's the golden pocket. Again, like I showed you on Bitcoin, same thing for total market cap, right? More mature, more assets, more money. It's going to be a little bit more behaved. 50 Fibonacci line, 968, 909 to the golden pocket down here. These are my markers for where I think things will stop. And this runs to about November. All right. So if you're asking me what I'm going to do, one of my plays is going to be middle of October, November. I'm going to start buying different things. Not all at once. I'm thinking every couple weeks, I'm going to plan out what I'm going to buy here and when I'm going to buy it. All right. I've already put out a couple spreadsheets of coins that I would like to buy, plus coins that I think will do whatever they're going to do, right? I put out a big spreadsheet. It's free over in our Discord. Right here is our, I think, let's see. Nope, I don't got it. Nope. I have a link to the Discord. It's down below for free. General access is free. Anyone can come in. They're pinned up in the general chat and the pinned messages. Big, humongous list of 200 coins anyone can look at, right? I want everyone to go look at it, see what they think about this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? See what you want to do with it. If you're cool with it, you're cool with it. I'm cool with it. Find your different assets on there. Every one of them has Fibonacci lines, levels, retracement levels, potential gains, a chart for you to look at, the whole nine. All in the spreadsheet, all for free. And I spent a lot of hours on it just for people to look at. So that's my thought for total market cap. If golden pocket fails, Sniper's Alley is at 831,768. Well, that's billions. And man, if that fails, bruh, you know how people were hollering for 10,000? These are the 10,000 levels down here. I doubt that happens at this point. I think we're a little bit too far, thinking too far down the line then. But again, October, November, I expect this done. I expect the down to be done. All right. We'll see. Right. That's just my thought. It's not far away, is it? Right. So you got like 12 weeks, about 12 weeks. So every other week for a couple of weeks, you start buying a little bit here and there, and eventually you're going to get close to where the bottom's going to come in, and you'll have a good solid low buy price for the next bull market. That's just a strategy. Do what you want, please. All right. Bitcoin dominance. First, I want to look at XRP. Another drink of water. How in the world am I going to drink whiskey after this? Whew. For everyone who doesn't know, for all of our subscribed members, we have a Zoom chat afterwards. You can come on and talk to me one-on-one about anything you can think of. I don't really care what it's about. And we do that until people get tired and want to go to bed. All right. So XRP, after making the monsoon candle, is immediately turned around and failed. All right. I kind of thought this would make another run back to $1. As high as it got was 83 cents. Didn't quite get up to that level I thought it would. So I went ahead and sold mine before all this drop happened. Let's go down to the daily. I went ahead and sold mine before all of this big red fall happened. Got out in profits. I told you guys, fiance got hers out at 89 cents, 88 cents, something like that is when she sold hers. Once it unlocked on Coinbase, like an hour after it unlocked on Coinbase, she sold hers. Got her profit. She's super tickled about that. She's able to pay off student loans because she's going back to get her doctorate. So she was able to pay for some of that. Super cool. Plus, she kept some for the next piece of the bull run. Like she said, that turns into whatever it turns into. Great. I'll be happy with whatever comes out of that, right? So, this big gnarly fall right here really sucks. If we look back, I want to show you that first of all, you got that green trend line up. And while this big gnarly fall sucked, it kind of fell to an important level here. We pull our bear market line right here that took forever to break. We were waiting on this and waiting on this, and finally it broke. And guess what? We bounced right on the top of it. Do you remember me talking about this on other live streams and saying, hey, I think this thing may bounce on the top of the trend line just like it did on other previous runs? Perhaps I'll show you. Like, I can only do this so many dozen times before people go, oh, okay, yeah. And people are still just going to simply deny it and say it's wrong. Here's the previous bull run, right? Had this big run up and then zoop, right back to the trend line. And then after that, it kind of worked its way back up slowly. Now, obviously, this is middle of the bull market, but you had that big run up, come back and bounce on the trend line. Even the little one right here, same thing, run up, bounce on the trend line, jog sideways through the entire month of September, October, and into November before it moved up again. Do you see that? You see that? Interesting, huh? All right, so looking back on the previous one before that, big jump up, broke the trend line, rode over real high, and then slowly faded back till it kissed the trend line and then bounced up and took off and made a big bull run. All right. You can't tell me that you can't see that happening again right here. I mean, it's not that hard to see. Yeah. It's pretty obvious to me. So, number one, keep your head on straight. I do think this thing has a chance to hang on here. If this fails and rolls over, that's okay. We're simply going to wait for the new trend to break, and we'll look for a place to buy. We got this current trend right here that is very sharp. You see that? It's a very, very, very sharp downtrend. Once this thing marches over here to the side, bounces on this trend line and breaks, I would embrace someone buying right there. That's not an unheard of move. And honestly, that's late September that happens. So if we break through in late September here, it's not unheard of to go ahead and try to grab some right there. I don't hate that play at all. It's buying a safer spot. It really is. It may not be the exact low point, but you're buying a safer spot. All right. If this thing continues to go here, falls back under this trend line and wants to play around the bottom of this, you are playing in the danger zone, folks. There's a possibility this thing just tags the bottom of the trend line, dances, and dies. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want you to get stuck in a move like that. So please keep your head on straight. I think this is going to have a great bull run. It is not the bull market yet. I don't know how many times I can say that before it finally sinks into people's heads. I'm on your team, XRP people. I'm on your team. I am your teammate. I want you to win. I'm going to buy XRP too. And I'm going to ride it up until the point where it's time to sell it too. I want to win with you. I'm not going against you. However, I'm going to keep it real with you and not fill your head with hopium gas. I'm maybe you know what? That's not fair. I'm one of the few people on YouTube that are going to keep it real with you about this stuff. Sorry. I'm not trying to spit on your parade or none of that shit, right? I'm here for you to win. Seriously. I'm going to win with you. So it's cool. Know that it comes from a place of help, not hurt. Really, I'm here to help you. Let's see. I want to make sure I get some info from here, everybody. Sing out chart if you want it. This is an Adult Swim TA edition. That's pretty good. Where's DXY going? That's a great question. Let's do that after. We'll do Bitcoin dominance too here. Sorry. Write some of these down. We'll get these in here. I see Pepe, XLM. I see all these are going to be down probably. Link. I see VRA and ARB. CRV. Let's see. Keith, letters and digits says, Keith Discord will change your mindset on trading. Will avoid a lot of common mistakes. Mindset is everything. There you go. All right. It's not even that much money. You're talking about $8. Let's see. Choose setups, not outcomes. Excellently well said by Raclette, which means stinky cheese. It doesn't really mean stinky cheese, but I'm going to make it say that. Lunatic Prophet's trying to fall asleep. My man told me he wasn't going to make it, and I called him old as fuck. And he's here. He's still hanging in there. Invert charts to simulate pre-bull filling. Let's go. That's pretty good. GALA. Look at GALA. Yeah. I'm here for GALA as well. I have a GALA node running. Caspa. Yep. Gotcha. Caspa. All right. Let's do some of these first. All right. Let's do Bitcoin dominance because I want you to see this, everybody. Pay attention here. All right. This is important. All right, let me switch this to the 3-day just so I can fit it all in the screen together, okay? Now, what you're seeing right here is Bitcoin dominance from 2019 till it halved, Bitcoin halved, and the same thing on the right now until it halves, all right? The reason we say that is it's kind of 4-year cycles here. I think it's fairly obvious that everyone knows they're 4-year cycles now. So, same time frame, back in 2019, you had a bit of a run up, right? You had a move toward resistance right here that eventually broke through and got to an upper fib line target box, which just happened to be near the trend line. All right. Then we had our halving. Then we had our Bitcoin dominance shake in, shake out, a little bit of a dance, and then boom, altcoin season. All right. Move on to now. Similar story, clear resistance, more clear than last time. And as assets get more mature, this is what happens. Same move up, same time, April, started to crack through resistance, moves up to an upper fib line, take profit level right next to the trend line. And what has happened since then? It smacked that line and has made a lower high. It's about to make a lower low. It's going to move back down toward this resistance line, just like this one did up here. See that right there? Then it had a bit of a bounce. Yeah. And then squadoosh. I don't know if we get this big squadoosh right here because you can probably be the guy who tries to blame that on COVID. But we're at least going to get back to this support line on Bitcoin dominance. It isn't there yet, but I want you to see the similarities in the layout here, right? I think this probably plays out pretty darn closely again. Bitcoin dominance ran up, hit a take profit level, eventually rolled back down, broke a trend line. We're going to roll back over and break a trend line. We'll see what happens here, okay? One step at a time, but a little bit of market bleeding isn't the end of the world. Like I said, we have to kind of reset this stuff to get a good charge forward, to have enough momentum to push us over the top when that time eventually comes. All right, now let's get to some of these other ones. DXY. The DXY is the dollar index, all right? The dollar index is very important. Why is it so important? Well, the dollar index is kind of inverted to risk assets. What are risk assets? Risk assets are anything that you buy that could potentially go way down. So whether that be a stock, bond, equity, crypto, whatever, ETF, I don't care what it is. If you can buy it and then go down, it's a risk asset. Gold, silver, whatever. The dollar goes up, risk assets usually go down. Recently, Michael Brewery from The Big Short, what did he do? He just shorted the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and NASDAQ to the tune of $1.6 billion. He's up in profits already. All right. How long will they keep them puts open? Who knows? But we'll say this, we know he's got them on. That being said, dollar index ran up, broke Sniper's Alley, and is sitting, this is the daily chart, sitting right on top right now. Now, trading Forex in this mess has been madness. Good news is, after losing some, I've made back almost 3.5% of what I lost, which is awesome. Or 3.5%, which would be like 80% of what I lost, which is awesome. That proves the system works, which is great. I'm going to keep refining it and keep doing it. I get up every morning and trade Forex in the Forex trading room. Anyone can come in there and trade for free. It costs nothing. It is free. I had someone tell me I was a greedy and shady person for some reason. I have no idea why they would say that, but whatever. It's free to come trade Forex with us. We don't charge anything. Just come hang out and trade. As long as this thing can stay over 103, there's a chance that it keeps going, breaks through and runs to 105. If this runs to 105, it's going to rickroll crypto. All right, rickroll. It has till about middle of September or so, depending here, to finish. All right, I'm going to give it some time, let it play out and see what it's going to do. If it wants to roll over and fail, that's great. If it wants to break this green trend line, roll over and fail, I'm here for it. It's going to take a little bit to do that though. All right, so as high as it is, it's still not overbought, which is insane. And it could keep going more. And I know this is a hell of a rally. Equal high, by the way. It swept that high and it could just roll over and quit. And I'm happy if it does. I promise you, I'm happy if it does. I get that eerie feeling like it wants to keep going up though. We'll see if it can break through this high. If it breaks through this high, the next high for it to take out is at 104. And the next high after that is about 105, which is crazy. And you know, back in the peak, September 22 of the bear market, that all-time high on the dollar was 114.97. I'm sorry. Pretty damn high. All right. That's my dollar index look. All right. Pepe. Another drink of water. You know what? That's not the full chart. I need to see the full everything. That's better. All right. While it looks like Pepe is hanging on here, it's nothing. It's much ado about nothing, in my opinion. You've got that same bearish structure that I was just talking about with Bitcoin. You got highs and lows, lower high, higher low, lower high, lower low. So now we've started a determined downtrend and a bit of a channel here, right? Driving south. And until this changes, until you see Bitcoin do something, we're liable to see Pepe play dead here for a little bit. I will put this in your brain though. This wants to do something and hang on here for the bull market. It may do very, very well. So I may put a couple dollars on this in the bull market. But for now, I'm holding off on almost every altcoin. XLM. I don't even need any indicators to tell me that either on that. That's a layup. All right, XLM looks a little better than XRP, but still bad. All right. So I'm going to pull this fib a little bit different here. And the reason I'm going to do this is because this is going to stretch it out here to the full bull market, I'm sorry, and tell me how long I've got for XLM to make its play. February of 25. By February of 25, I think XLM will have done its deed and gotten as far as it's going to go. Now that being said, it could go farther than that, but I think that's what may happen. That puts us at 60 cents for XLM at least. And if it breaks through and makes new all-time highs, $3.50 for XLM for the all-time high to break through and run to the extension. That's not bad, is it? I don't know that'll necessarily happen. XLM did outperform XRP last time. We'll see if it does it again. But for the short term, it broke this trend down. I don't like to see that. All right. I would prefer if it didn't do that. Rolling over and playing dead like this is not great. Now, I will say this is a higher low until it breaks this low down here. Not the end of the world. Still better shape than XRP, but nonetheless, a failed uptrend. That is a failed uptrend. It did do a 786. I'm hopeful that it just hangs out over here and slowly rolls back up. That's my hope for everything. We have no guarantee of that. So be careful, folks. Link. Sold my link. Sucks because I was doing great on it. But I'm glad I sold it because I sold it in profits, which is awesome. As soon as this thing started breaking trend back here, I got out of my link position, told everyone I was going to do it, and I did it. All right. So I'm out of that one. Bad news here, broken trend. Also bad news here. It's still stuck in the same freaking range that it's been stuck in since the beginning of 2020. I'm sorry, the middle of 2022 all the way to now. Nothing. Just nothing. Really interesting to look at Bollinger Bands here. Look how tight they were on the daily. They ended up breaking. But look at weekly. They're still squeezing in on weekly. So that tells you there's weeks to go here before Link really gets doing what we want it to do. We want to see these Bollinger Bands squeeze together down here, pull themselves in. And when that happens, volatility will pick up, and then maybe we'll break through this trend line. Whenever that happens, I'm here for it, but it hasn't happened yet. Now, VRA. This one's interesting. And I'll show you why I say that. No, you can't see anything right now, but now you can. All right, so cool thing here. VRA really didn't fall off as much as others. In fact, it threw a green candle yesterday. Amongst all that red, it threw a green candle. Now, I sold this one. I want to say I got out right near my entry, just a little bit below, so I didn't really lose much of anything, maybe 10, 15 bucks. I'm looking for a new place to buy this. I'm going to wait till this breaks out one way or the other here. If Bitcoin takes a ride south, it's clear what's going to happen here. We're going to go down here. If we break out and if we can hang on and Bitcoin doesn't drag it down and it wants to throttle inside this and then snap out, that would be ideal. And I will buy this breakout over here like I do with everything. I want to buy the breakout. It's very simple, easy strategy. It's not got to be complicated. As you see, VRA had a really, really good bear market here in 2023. This pre-bull market, you could call it, had a very, very solid run. And since it's faded back, Bollinger Bands have gotten tighter and tighter and tighter. You see how tight they are now. Look at that weekly. Bollinger Bands getting tight, aren't they? Yeah. Problem is they're pointing down. So don't do anything silly and crazy. I got high hopes for VRA. I'm going to be buying some for the bull market. Arbitrum. I'm going to tell you this is a soft, hard, easy no for me. No matter which way you cut it, this is a downtrend. Every time I've tried to buy Arbitrum, it failed. I'm glad I sold this off. I've already sold it, but I'll leave the line up there for a reminder. It did come down to the level where I thought it would, but it actually went a little bit lower into 786. I was hoping that the 618 level would hold. It went down below that. So I'm going to wait till I see some confirmation. This head and shoulders did not fool around. That was a clean head and shoulders right there. Going to be a no for me on that one. CRV on the weekly time frame. All right. Yep. Sorry. That's a big fat no for me. This looks like it's going to test the low again at 40 cents. If it breaks that low at 40 cents, brother, she has a long way to go down. Now, these measurements that you see are from the list, right? I've put charts on there for every single asset that's on the list. I've got to drag these down more now. That's actually more gains for the overall if it wants to break out. And I think CRV will have a good bull market. I think we got at least 700% here in the bull market, which is good. 7X is great. But not right now. I think this is still falling knife, and I'm not going to be a part of grabbing a fallen knife. Tried to tell people before, don't grab fallen knives, and people keep on doing it. GALA, same thing as CRV here. This looks like it wants to make a new low around 15 cents. If that's the case, I have to go tell a bunch of people on Twitter who told me that the bottom was in for GALA, and I was an idiot. I'm going to have to go tell them to kick rocks. I don't like doing that, but whenever you come talking shit at me, brother, don't expect me not to come back at you. All right. Where I'm from, you talk shit, you get hit. Right. So I'm not going to hit you in physicality, but I am going to hit you back on that timeline. Caspa. I'm going to buy some more GALA for the bull market, by the way. I have about 35,000 GALA now on the node that I haven't claimed. I'm just letting it build up. And I'll say rewards did go up. Rewards did go up, which is awesome. That's Casta. I want Caspa. There we go. All right. So Caspa has been an amazing runner. ever since the end of 2022. Back in October, this thing took off, and it's never really stopped since. Look at that. That's on an absolute rip. You could draw the trend line this way and say, oh, that thing bearish retested the trend line and fell back. And I would hear the argument and not completely disagree with you. That being said, we can pull another line up here and see what's currently happening. Like that. And you can see that we are still actually hanging on to the trend line here. How about we put some more indicators up there and see what we got? All right, 821 downward cross. Don't like that. Not the best look. 50 moving average still has not broken though. All right, so technically, this isn't the end of the world for Caspa. It's still hanging on here. I wouldn't necessarily bail until that 50 fails. I got burnt right here saying that I think it was done, and it bounced off that 50 and took off. I think the same thing could happen again up here on the top end. It's fully possible. All right, let's look at the Ichimoku cloud, which is usually a good lagging indicator. Right around the trend line is right where the cloud is. So again, Caspa may not be finished here. I've been waiting on this thing to retrace and get a good healthy retrace. Just hasn't done it yet. It continues to hang out up there up top. And because of that, it's hard to sell off. And sell off and move away from, I mean. Let's see. I too am old as fuck. Tex said, that's pretty good. There you go. Right click. 105 is the next possible flipping point. I would agree. Raging Beagle, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Dice Pineapple. Hey, yo. Good to see you. Oh, you were on here a moment ago. I just didn't say your name. So, let's look at a couple more here. Let's go with DAG. People keep saying, Keith, you haven't talked about DAG. Well, that's because, man, honestly, the community sucks. You eat your own, which is awful. You would think people would band together and do better, but no, man. God forbid you say one thing that people don't like and they rip you apart, which is so dumb. That being said, I don't hate you guys. I just want to see you do better. That's all. I said that if it got into this red box, that was a good thing. And it did tap the red box one time and make a hammer candle here, which is good. That's right around 786. Here's the trend line back here. This red line is a trend line. If it wants to come down here and test it, I think that is ideal. If you come down here again and test this red box down here, that's ideal. That's a falling wedge with a trend touch and a potential breakout spot. And if that breaks out, I think there's a solid chance it runs all the way up here to that 5 cent level, and it's game time for DAG. All right. I'm happy to buy some DAG if it goes right here in that green and that red box. Okay. I'm happy. And honestly, I'll entertain it. I need to see it do a little bit more. If it wants to go from here and break out, I'm okay with that too. Hasn't done it yet though, has it? So need to see it happen first. Once it happens, we can change our tune. Till then, that's still just a bullish falling wedge sitting on support, and I need to see a breakout. Here's some moving averages. It's under all the 50, 100, and the 58 and 21. All right, if I pull those off and put the 100 and 200 up there, you're under the 200 as well, as we have been. Only thing we're over is the 100 moving average, which is cool. It's trying to hang on to that, but there's a lot of moving averages pushing down on the top of this price. All right, so there's a lot of breakout to do, a lot of work to do, and no reason to freak out just yet about DAG. Now, thank you all for watching. That's been an hour. That was awesome, and it went by really, really quickly. And I liked how many people we had on here. Let's keep that energy up, everybody. Get more people in here. Get the word spread. It's free to come here and listen to TA and talk and ask questions and be a part of things. I do this because we want people to learn, right? We want people to learn for free, right? We only started this YouTube channel to teach TA and show TA in action. Everything we did before this was in silence and private. So I hope we helped everyone out. I'll be over in the Zoom after this with the subscribers. Thank you all for coming. It means the world to me. I'm serious about that. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. That's Jay-Z. And like the notorious B.I.G. said, the late, great Biggie, you could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. You'll never understand how much I appreciate that. Seriously, thank y'all. Y'all be good. Sky's the limit. See you next time. Peace.